Hey, welcome to Gracie Schwartzwald. I'm here with Erkan Mete, and today we're going to go over a Patreon question. This is something that I think a lot of people have trouble with, and something that I've spent a lot of time exploring. Because when you focus on learning one thing, if you have any brains in your head, you learn the opposite. Meaning, if you're very good at triangles, you should learn how to defend triangles. If you're very good at double legs, you should be pretty good at defending them because you understand what's needed in order to execute the technique, in order for the technique to fail. So something I always teach my students is, if you want to understand how to do something, study how it falls apart. Study how it's defended, how it's preempted. Okay, so with the guillotine code, in this video we're going to discuss how to escape guillotines, or how to defend guillotines and not get caught in them. That was the question from one of my Patreon members. So in the guillotine code, we talked a lot about a couple things. One is just always breaking the posture down. If he has good posture, there's no guillotine. It's just that simple. I try to go for guillotine now, I'm just not going to get it. Okay. What I need to have happen is for him to break his posture. And specifically by his posture, I really mean his spinal alignment. You really see, squat. Even if he's squatted, but he's keeping good, strong spinal alignment, I'm not getting this. Okay. Now, let's be a little bit more specific. Turn a little bit this way. The space from the base of his skull to the top of his back, that has to stay small. Once this space starts opening up, even if he's actually keeping his good posture here, but look down, I'm going to start being able to attack. Okay? So the problem is, one of the things with Jiu-Jitsu is we have to train new instincts, right? We have to have our mushin, right? Empty mind. Meaning, you understand that if you get stuck on your back, right, your instinct should be getting that underhook, right? You understand that if I'm trying to grab you, your instinct should be to build those frames, right? And that takes training, okay? The problem is, a lot of times, we have to unbuild an instinct. So if people get caught in an armbar, for instance, in the beginning, okay, what happens? They get caught in an armbar and they tend to try to pull away. Well, what is my opponent trying to do to my arm? He's trying to extend it. So when I posture away, what happens? I break my own arm. You have to train yourself when you get caught in the armbar to go what? Go forward, right? And then protect the arm. Okay. The problem is, in order to choke me, in order to keep my posture broken, as I said, he's got to make that space bigger. And in order to choke me, he's got to make this space smaller, bring my chin to my chest, right? So if I go for the guillotine here, the way I do it, and again, you can buy the guillotine code and figure this out, is I use my lats and my back to push his chin towards his body, forcing his head around my wrist, forcing his neck in. Okay, so the problem is, what happens when most people get caught in a guillotine is they start to duck their chin. They do the exact opposite. They open the space and they kind of pull their chin back. Their instinct is to go like this. And they're often taught that. Right? What are you taught? You're taught you get caught, tuck your chin. Here. Okay. Not only am I putting myself in a position where I'm easier to choke, I'm putting myself in a position where I can't get out of the submission. Okay. So you'll see this on the ground. Can I get you to lay down? I'll do it from this side. Actually, let's turn this side out. Let's see here. Okay. So the question was about passing, specifically low passing. One of the dangers with low passing is if I'm controlling things with my hands, it's my head that's coming first, right? So if he can get control of my head, because it's right here and it's low, there's a chance he can wrap it up. Okay, now, we'll cover first the posture, and then we'll cover spinal alignment. Okay, the instinct is he starts to get my head. We're doing, and what do? I tuck my chin here. Now, I'm on the wrong side for the choke, but he could still get this choke finished with this. But by tucking my chin and lifting my head, for me to now power out of this, I can't. Okay. Not only that, but let me get you on this side, please. Come here. Come on top.
On top, okay.
Yep. I go like this. Even if I don't get the choke, good. Go ahead and defend the choke. Watch what can happen. I can roll him. Because when this happens, his hips are going to lift in order to try to keep that spinal alignment and to stop the choke. Meaning, the chin is down, I got to lift my hips to get that space smaller and open up this space again. Okay? So what you've got to do is you've got to resist the temptation that as soon as I get this of tucking your chin back, because even let's say I don't get under his chin. Okay, so even if I don't have the choke, you're going to be stuck because you can't escape this hold. So you're going to be stuck hand fighting. And the whole time you have your chin tucked, you're not escaping, and eventually I'm going to get under that chin. So I get guillotines a lot because I'll go here and guys will defend by tucking their chin. Well, escape this somehow. Okay, and then I'm eventually going to work under that chin. Okay, so I can't emphasize this enough. Your first instinct, there is going to be a time where I'm going to have to defend where I can't get my posture. But our first goal is always to reassert our posture. Okay. So can I get you to stand up, please? So for instance, I'm going to show you, I know this is a long video, but it's really important to understand this. This is the core of my guillotine defense. I haven't been guillotined in like 7 years. Okay. And it's because of this. Okay. And this man has come very close a few times. And I'll show you a dirty trick I do to get out of his very close ones. Okay. So when I have him bent over, lift your head up. He isn't, right? Because again, I'm keeping that space big, okay? Now, get your hips under and in, and then look up. There you go. Even stand up now. I can't, okay? So what you've got to do is reassert this posture, okay? Now, it's going to feel like, oh, I've opened my neck. That's the easiest choke in the world. Okay, but here's the thing. Choke me, squeeze. There's no choke because he's got to force my head down around the choking arm. Now, if I go like this and I go, uh-oh, and I hurt my chin, here, okay? Not only that, but by doing this, notice when he's finishing the choke, he wants to get his hips in close. Okay, this is why often, you get caught in a choke, you block the hips away. Okay, by tucking my chin, can you walk your hips in? Yeah. Keeping my chin up, walk your hips in. It's a lot harder.
It's hard.
Okay, so what I've got to do is I've got to really extend my head, my chin up, and make this space small. Okay, that's very important. Okay. Now, the next step is when he has the choke, this is really kind of a catch-22. To get to the posture break, right? He wants his hips away, right? He wants me down, our hips away from each other. Then when he wants to finish the choke, he has it, he walks his hips in. Okay. The exact opposite is for me. When he goes for the choke, I want my hips in. If he does get here and he wants to finish the choke, I want our hips away. Okay, so it's not, hips close or hips far are going to be dependent on where you are in the timeline of the problem. Okay, but the first thing I want to do is extend my head. Now, again, if I'm like this, I can't. So I need to get my hips in before he's had a chance to really lock the choke, or get my head posture broken down and my chin starting to go to my head, my body. So we go here, I'm in. Now, he may be able to exert force and start pushing my head down. So as soon as I get caught here, look at my hips. Now, I drive my hips all the way in and I'm looking up. Now try to choke me. This is why so many people, I talked about this in the guillotine code. So many people, they go for the guillotine in MMA and they get taken down and the guard passed, right? Because they go like this, and what he can do is he can actually walk his hips in here and even come here or go inside the leg and start to pick me up and take me down, and notice he'll be on the correct side. So I get caught here. I walk in, and I'm here. Okay, so that can only be done by getting my hips in here. Okay, so the important thing I want you guys to do is head up. Now, go ahead and guillotine me. Okay, if this never happens, I don't have to worry about it. Right, so your first thing, even here, guillotine me. Look, he's over my head, guillotine me. Here, okay. So this is going to apply when we're passing guard. Okay, so I come here, come this way a little bit. Let's actually turn, so maybe. I come here, I start to pass, and what you'll see is I often pass with my hips high and my shoulders low, the exact opposite of how a lot of people pass, which is hips low, head high. I don't like this. I'll do this sometimes, but the problem is I pass here, pass like this. Don't block, just. Now what do I have to do?
Reestablish.
I got to come down, get chest to chest with you, right? What are you doing now? You're blocking me and moving, right? Whereas if I'm here and I'm already here, it's not as I've already established control before I pass, right? Yeah. The problem, as we've said, is where's my head? It's right in a position to get choked. Mm-hmm. All right? So let's actually turn the other way. Okay, so when he gets my head, we'll just kind of do it from half guard, but this can be any position. If he gets my head, I've got to resist the temptation of tucking my chin. Look what's already happening to my hips. Okay. If I tuck my chin again, he's going to be able to press down on my head, which means I can't escape, unless I get lucky with the hand fighting. Okay. So first off, go ahead and get around my head. Okay. So first off, my head stays up. I'm looking down or forward. I'm never looking down this way. But if he does catch me, go ahead, choke. Here. Notice if I have to hand fight, go ahead. Much easier to hand fight here than right here. Because again, lift your hips right now. He's going to be able to start to roll me over. You've got to get in the habit of looking at my posture when I'm passing. I'm just doing it kind of a normal, some sort of pass. Guillotine me. Look at my posture. Here. Okay, it's very important that my posture is up. My hips can be up, but I'm always making this space small. The moment I feel them start to reach around my neck, I'm going to go here. Okay? It's really important that you guys do this. Let me get you over here. I worked with a friend of mine, very good fighter, MMA fighter. He had a fight with a kind of a legend who's very good at guillotines. We worked on this all the time. Not tucking your chin. You've got to get that posture back. Okay? So let me show you guys really quickly. I'm showing you kind of all kinds of things, but I just really want to reinforce this idea. I used to use this a lot against a guy, Gerard Sanders, who's on our team. Amazing wrestler, very, very high level wrestler. And he loved going for the front headlock. So I would play butterfly guard, and he would always want to go here, because once he would lock, he can go over the arm, lock, whatever, doesn't really matter. He would then kind of dump you and then control you and pin you, right? Very powerful situation, okay? So the mistake most people make is he would go there, here. So I would use this to take his back, because when he'd go here, I would go ahead and look at my head is already up, pull me down, and then I would just go to the ground. And then if he kept on, I could actually shoulder lock him, and then I would just work here to his back. Now, he was very strong, so I had to be super aggressive, almost bridging to stop him breaking me down. So, if, go ahead and lay down. If I'm starting to pass, turn this way, please. Where this is really going to be trouble is if he catches me on the same side. But by having my head up, go ahead, choke, I can then work my legs here. Okay, So then my legs are free to have to pass because my posture is good. My hips aren't getting elevated where he can roll me over because my spine isn't getting rounded. Remember, if I'm a ball, I get rolled. And I don't have to use my hands to hand fight so much. If my hands are here, okay, I'm starting to pass. You go for this. I start doing this. Put me in guard. See, because my hands are addressing your hands, they can't stop your legs, right? Go ahead and catch me in guillotine. Okay, put me in guard. Put me in guard. Here. Okay? Does it make sense? All right, so back down. So now we'll go for the dirty trick. I've had to use this a few times against Erkan. He's gotten really deep guillotines on me before. Is my head is up. The other thing I want to do is I want to look directly at his body. So come on your knees for now. Actually, we'll do it from kind of a standing position. So I said I want my head up, but I also want to look at him. This does a couple things, right? If my head is up, but he's really strong and he breaks me down, he's right on the front of my neck, my trachea especially, which you're going to get that kind of fear pain tap. So I want him pressing on the side of my neck. So I look up and I look in. So if he does start to push down, he's on the muscle of my neck, right? Which buys me time. I'm not going to start going out. I'm not cutting off the air or the blood. Don't focus so much on this and allow this to get pushed down because then your posture is compromised. Still focus on this. But kind of when I get in, I'll just turn my head some. I don't do it first. I go up and in. And now look, I'm in good position. Okay. But sometimes we can use that as a dirty trick. Okay. Something I tell my students sometimes, if a guy is holding on to you and won't let go, if you can make him more uncomfortable than he's making you, you don't have to rush out of the position. Just fight that battle. He'll hit bottom first. So this is a dirty move, so I'm pretty sure I got it from Jason Colbert. Let me slide this way. He catches me in guillotine. I'm just doing it from the side so you guys can see. This would be something I would do in half guard or something like that. So he catches me. No matter what I do, I can't lift my head quite the way I want to. The choke, go ahead, lock the hands. The choke is starting to get bad. Look, I turn my chin. And I drive it right in. Feels familiar, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to take my chin right into his ribs, okay? I got a nice pointy chin, so it works really well. Okay, I won't do this much standing. It's not that effective standing, but I will definitely resort to this sometimes when the guy's super strong and I just can't get the posture or I don't have time to hand fight. When I do get my posture, because just getting the posture is not going to break the hold. Once I got good posture and I'm in good position, then I can break the hold pretty easily because if his elbow's higher than his shoulder, he's not going to be able to really affect the guillotine very well. Okay, so a few things. When I'm passing, don't look down or backwards. Okay, I'm passing, even if my hips are up. My posture is here, my head is up. Here. Go ahead and sweep me, roll me. Here. Okay, so that's kind of a quick introduction to this. You can drill this standing in a way that will help you on the ground too. Which, can I get you to stand up, please? Okay, first is just get me a guillotine. And just getting the habit of getting your keeping that head posture, no matter how low I go. I'm in good position. Again, don't do the scared move of, oh no, I gotta tuck my chin, I gotta run away. Okay, head goes up, hips go in. He catches me a guillotine. Here. Okay, I catch him, hips in, head up. Okay, make that the drill, not the head down. Now, even the classic Gracie defense. Okay, over the shoulder, grab the hand. Okay, but tuck your chin down. Try to do it. Walk around to the side. Yeah. You can't, right? Because even though you can get the arm over my shoulder, because you're like this, you can't move, right? So if I go like this, And he holds on, tuck your chin, like you're taught. Go ahead and do the move. Walk to the side. Okay. This time I want you to lift your head. You won't get very high, but just don't lift it so much as if you got posture back. Yeah. But now, because look what happens. Okay. Eventually, when he does the move, let's just really quickly show the move. He holds a wrist. He walks to the side. Now, if this shoulder is high and this shoulder is low, go ahead and do the move. But if this shoulder is high and this shoulder is low, I'm going to fall. So by lifting his head up, dropping his shoulder, now, not only that, but what happens when you push the shoulder down? Can I move this foot?
Yeah, no, you cannot move.
Right? But if you tuck this chin, and I can lift this shoulder up, go ahead. I can walk away from it, can't I? Okay, but if you lift, now all the weight is on that foot, I can't pick it up, and then he bumps and takes me down. Okay, so, like I said, sometimes I'll even bait people for the front headlock, knowing that I'm very focused on maintaining or reattaining this position. Okay, and you'll get people will reach for the guillotine because they're so desperate, and then you have their back. Okay, and again, this comes from years of me really focusing on opening that space up. Right, so you notice how I pull his head down, open that space up. I don't push on his neck. I'm here. I open that space up, and then what do people start doing? Tuck their chin back away. Here, I snap him down. He immediately chin up and hips in. I got nothing, right? Except maybe a lift and dump from the back. Okay, so I can teach you a ton of techniques, right? But it's always better to be, it's like this. If we were boxing, right? You throw a jab, I can do this. You throw a hook, right? I can learn to slip. I can learn to fight in the pocket. Or what can I do? Stand 10 feet away. I don't have to learn all those techniques if I'm just in the position where you can't do the things to me, right? Yeah. So I can learn all these late guillotine defenses, right? And that's a problem. I know we're rambling a lot, but that's the problem, right? People often are taught late defenses, right? And so what happens? They don't recognize the danger until it's late. Okay, again, it's like if you throw a punch, me learning to block when the punch is here. Yeah, I want to be able to do that because I want to stop the punch before it even gets started, right? So even if you don't know any guillotine defenses, do you need any?
No.
No? Or if the only one you know is, again, getting to the right position, you don't have to have all those problems, right? Yep. How many mount escapes do you need to know if you're always mounted on me?
No, none.
Right? Right? So focus on getting to the correct position. The correct position, and by the way, the correct position is always either going to be, not always, but you want to think about good positions of base and posture, right? So we're going through the closed guard series right now. Put me in closed guard. How hard is it going to be for me to pass guard if I'm out of posture like this, right? It's going to be very hard, right? Closed guard. What about now?
It's easier for you.
Yeah, because I got good posture, right? Pull me down. All right. Here, okay? I don't want to pass when I'm in a bad position.
Yeah.
Right? So focus with this on making that space small, this space big. Again, it's going to be scary because you're thinking, oh, I'm opening my neck. All right? I'm going to get choked. But he can't choke me unless he has the leverage with the front headlock to drive my chin down around the choking mechanism. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Play with this and really train your instinct to be hips in, small space back here, big space here. All right, thanks.